Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Warzone video on my channel. Today I will be showing you guys the absolute best class setup, at least in my opinion, when it comes to Warzone. Now I have found that this class setup is virtually undefeatable in just about every single circumstance. I'm going to be showing you guys my class setup, and then I'm going to be showing you guys just a couple games that shows just how good this class setup really is. I was going to put a whole game in there, but I found that these little clips just show better how good this gun really is. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. Now this is the main class setup that I am running. There's two different variations that I like to use, which I will jump into. First is the M4A1, which this does not change at all. This and the Grau 5.56 is the two best guns in my opinion when it comes to Warzone. They are absolutely undefeated. First I put on the stock M16 Grenader for my barrel. This helps with the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, which is all very much needed when it comes to Warzone, trying to get that accuracy, that range. That's exactly what you need. Next, I put on the thermal hybrid optic sight. Again, this is another one that I just find that's super necessary. Unless you're running a thermal on your sniper, I would recommend going for this one. This is just basically one thermal sight and then a reflex that you can flip back and forth, in which you'll see in my gameplays in a moment. I love using this. Next, I run the Commando foregrip for my underbarrel. Now this, again, helps with that recoil and your aiming stability, which is very necessary when it comes to Warzone. The easier that you're able to hit those further shots, the faster you're going to get those kills. Next, I run the 60 round mags. Usually I would put on the 50 round mags, but honestly, since mobility isn't that needed when it comes to Warzone, in my opinion, it depends on how you play, I run the 60 round mags. The more bullets you have in a single magazine, the easier you're able to squad wipe, hit those further shots. I would at least put on the 50 round mags if you're not running the 60. Last but not least, I run the stippled grip tape, which helps with that aim down sight speed and your sprint to fire speed. If you're not too worried about that aim down sight speed, which in my opinion is very important, you could run the rubberized grip tape, which helps with recoil. Now overall, this gun doesn't have a lot of recoil, and I believe that it's perfectly fine the way it is, so I would run the stippled grip tape. Now this is my primary, it does not change at all. This is the class I highly recommend using, but for my secondary, this is where it does change up a little bit. Now I run the HDR, it's completely up to you what sniper or what gun you use for your secondary. The HDR is the best when it comes to further range sniping fights. The AX50, is that what it is? It's perfectly fine too, but the HDR is actually better in those further range gunfights. I run the laser tac laser to help with that aim down sight speed, which again is pretty important, not so much for snipers, but when you really don't have anything else to put, that's what I put, the tac laser. Then I run the variable zoom scope. You can run the thermal scope for this too, but I like to at least have my sniper that doesn't have it. And then when I need to see someone, I just switch over to my primary and use the thermal scope on there. Again, up to you how you want to play it. Next, for my stock, I run the F-Tac Champion. This just overall helps with the control of the weapon, which in my opinion is very important. Now, what else you can use is the F-Tac Stalker Scout, which helps with that aim down sight speed, which again is important, but I like to have more control over the weapon. Last but not least, I put the Presence of Mind, which has extended hold breath or focus, so you're able to hold your breath longer, you're able to focus longer, and that is what I run. Now the second variation to this is you can, instead of the HDR, you can throw on the MP5. Now this is another one that I just love to use. So instead of super far engagements, you're more focusing on closer to mid-range engagements with this class setup. Now for this one, for barrel, I put on the FSS light barrel, which helps with that aim down sight speed. Usually I would put on the mini, but because you will be in longer range gunfights as well, the light, in my opinion, is better than the mini. Next, once again, I put on the tac laser. Again, aim down sight speed, super important to winning those gunfights. Now for stock, I would put on the F-Tac collapsible stock. This gives you a high mobility boost while also gaining quite a bit of aim down sight speed. Next, I go over to underbarrel and put on the commando foregrip. Again, recoil control, super needed. And last but not least, for my rear grip, I put on the stippled grip tape. Again, aim down sight speed, self-explanatory there. And that would be my 2 variations for this. Now, my perks don't change at all. I run EOD, Overkill, and Battle Hardened. If I'm not running Battle Hardened, I'll put on Tune Up, revive enemies faster. Or for my perk 1, I'll put on Cold Blooded. It really just depends on my mood. Either one of those setups I would highly recommend, but completely up to you. Last but not least, I run the frag grenade and the heartbeat sensor, which is super important. I think that the heartbeat sensor is one of the most OP tactical weapons, if not the most OP in the game, and I would not run without it. Anyways, that is the 2 variations of my class setup that I've been using, and it is very OP like I'm saying. So now I'm going to jump into some gameplay and show you guys how great this gun really is. Should we wait for them to come to us, or should we just hop in the car and just head somewhere?
I would hop in the car and head somewhere, because it's 3 against 2.
Oh, well...
And if they... One down.
Gosh. Well, that's them. I broke armor.
Yeah. I broke armor on one.
There we go. Apex ping system makes so much more sense because you can aim in and ping at the same time, and here it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Right here.
Down.
One shot.
I'm sure that he has a teammate.
Enemy UAV overhead.
That wasn't. They're in here.
Grid mark.
Okay.
Move out. Loadout drop.
I can hear them moving, that's the thing.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't have a ping on my heartbeat sensor.
I'll check round here. Gas is in.
Oh, they must have jumped off.
Safe zone.
Ah, they did too.
They're going for the loadout drop.
Oh my god, you're so bad! You are so bad at the game! His teammate just left him?
Yep. He's going for the loadout.
Okay, I'm coming.
Get a car if you can.
I'm jumping out. I don't want to get RPG'd. He jumped off. He's weak.
Where?
Trying to take the car. I got him. That
Fucking
did not.
last second,
Yeah,
too.
that did not work well for him.
We do need to get the f out of here because that loadout drop's right there.
Okay, do you? Well, let's take 2 different vehicles, just in case. I'm worried about getting RPG'd. Oh, okay, I got something. Oh, right
Oh, hello.
Here we go.
I was just casually looking through my sniper to try and see them. I zoom out and they're right
Oh
the
my god. Yeah, I found them on my heartbeat sensor.
I got so confused for a second. I was like, wait. Okay, you have one now?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a gas mask.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna go grab a self-revive. Never mind. Right down there.
He's weak. Armor is not broken, though. I probably hit him for 90 or so.
PG.
Yeah. Should I use the UAV?
I would, yeah. I don't know why you're flying. It's okay.
Yeah.
He thinks you're here. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna go get my pizza.
You do that.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Was not expecting that.
Safe zone relocated.
Okay.